Hey, how you guys doing? So I got two special boxes here that just got delivered. As you can see, I got very excited and I opened it before I could actually show you guys opening them. But I don't think it matters. I haven't really gone inside. I just kind of opened it and make sure I got what I was supposed to get. So let's show you guys what's in there. I'll start with this one first. Got the main thing, little packing slip, some paper, and the main product is voila. So this is the brand new Note 20 Ultra 5G. I did pre-order it and it started shipping from the August 17th. So it came in actually yesterday, but I just checked my mailbox today and it happened to be there. So I went in quickly and picked it up. And if you did pre-order it, if you order it on time, you would also get the new Galaxy Live earbuds free with the order as well. So we'll be looking at both of those today. Just a little unboxing, not a review of the product because that would be done separately if we're doing it. So let's go ahead and see what's in here. I can't wait. So here I was trying to cut that box open. I think my hand was also very excited. And there is the phone. There's a little box that's in that corner and I was trying to get it out. We'll see what's inside in a bit. And there's that beauty. Until you kind of hold it in hand, you don't realize how big it actually is. Like it's a giant. So I got the bronze finish color because other than that, there was only the black one that's available for the Ultra, and black's kind of overdone anyways, and this color looks really attractive to me anyways. So this is the one I picked. So next we're gonna see what's underneath the phone there. I was trying to figure out what this little thing was. I thought there was something in it, but there wasn't. But we do have the charging adapter. It's the fast charger. And the little USB-C to USB-C cable. So there's a little pin to open the micro SD and the SIM card slot. It's a little booklet inside. It was a quick start guide. You can follow it if you need to start it up and get used to any of the buttons and features of the phone. So here on top left we have the micro SD and the SIM card slot. Next to that we have the speaker, the front camera. On the side we have the volume button and the power button. On the left side there is nothing. At the bottom we have of course the USB-C, the speaker and the microphone, and as well as of course the main thing of the Note is the S Pen. And we'll get more on this pen a little bit later. The phone is quite large and is very boxy than the other phones that I tend to see. They're not rounded out in the corners. So here is the Galaxy Buds Live, the brand new wireless headphones that Samsung just released, and it came free with the phone as well. I think the retail goes for $249.99 itself, Canadian. So I thought that was an amazing deal. So open it up, we have the little case. And here's the box with the charging cable.
There are also some extra earphone things, whatever you call them. So this actually comes in three different colors, but the free version that they're giving is only black. So on the back there you saw the USB cable, and there are those pretty little beads looking thing. It's my first time seeing earphones like this. I wasn't even sure how to actually even put them in. When we do pair them, it will actually let us know how to put them on your ears, so that actually did help me out a little. It's a little booklet with another quick start guide if you need it. So if you're wondering why you should get the Note 20 Ultra, let's look at the differences. So the Note 20 Ultra and the Note 20 has the same processor, but the Ultra comes in few different upgrades. It has three different storage options up to 512, 12 gigs of RAM over 8 gigs and bigger screen, of course, and a different QHD screen. The pixel density is a bit higher and the weight's more. Also, the Ultra has up to 120 Hz refresh rate, where the Note only has the 60 Hz. The battery is slightly only bigger than the Note 20. It doesn't make too much difference, I would assume. The main difference, I would say, the Ultra has a micro SD slot, which the Note doesn't. So that's something to keep in mind. The camera is where you also see a few differences. The main camera is different on the Ultra. You've got 108 megapixel versus 12 MP on the Note 20. The telephoto is also different, 12 MP on the Note 20 Ultra, and the Note 20 has a 64 megapixel camera. The apertures are pretty much same, other than the telephoto has the 2.0 aperture on the Note 20 and the Ultra has a 3.0. The main difference is the laser autofocus sensor that's on the Ultra and not on the Note 20. This makes a huge difference when you're taking videos and pictures, when you're taking objects in and out of focus. This was a complaint for the S20 from the previous gen, and they seem to have fixed that with this sensor, but it's only available on the Ultra. The selfie camera on both of these are the exact same. You also see a little bit difference in the optical zoom. On the Ultra you got 5 to 50 and the Note 20 has 3 to 30x available. So here I have three phones to compare to. I have my Note 20, my wife's 10R, and my old iPhone 7. And you can kind of get a grasp of how big this Note 20 is. It's literally a giant. I mean, the iPhone 7 is really old and really small, but even the iPhone 10R, which I think is pretty big, this is even bigger. Actually, probably the same width, but taller than the iPhone 10R. So here when we look from the side, it's the same width of an iPhone 10R. I mean, again, I'm comparing with the 10R because that's the phone I have to compare with, at least the biggest phone we have. And it does look like a similar width. But when you actually look at the specs, the Note is a little thinner, but of course it does weigh more because it's a taller phone by quite a bit. One thing may bug a lot of people on the Note 20 is this little bump for the cameras. I mean, you do have like 3 or 4 cameras that will get two. So this bump is quite big, and you'll notice it more when we actually lay it flat on the ground or on a table. You see that slant? It raises the phone quite a bit, and unless you have a case to actually counter that slant, it will just be doing that. So here I'm trying to put my old SIM into the new phone, and oh man, I was having a little trouble taking it out, so I gave it to my wife to take it out because she has better nails than I do. The iPhone though was easy to open. So here's the slot out. On the left you have the micro SD, and on the right you have the micro SIM slot. So I just easily took out the SIM from the iPhone and then install it on the Note 20. For me, it's not just the excitement of getting a new phone, it's also the excitement of getting rid of the iPhone 7. I just hated using the iPhone for the past year that I had to use. I know my wife loves her iPhones and just iPhones in general, but I just can't get used to their iOS. And I've always used Samsung previously just for work. I had to use iPhone for a while, but I'm glad that I get to go back to an Android. So I'll turn on the phone for the first time. Of course, it might take a little bit longer the first time. I'll have to go through all the startup setup. So after I put in the new SIM, it asked me to restart again, and that actually took quite a while for the restart. So I ended up shutting it down, just setting it aside, and eventually it did turn up. So here I'm going through the initial setup again. You just agree to all those things, connecting to my Wi-Fi. After I connect it to the Wi-Fi, then it just checks for some updates. I'm not going to sync all the data and stuff right now. Just let that be for signing to my Google account. Next, we set up the Google Assistant. That's all the Google service settings. I just agree to everything. It asks you to set up your security. I did set up my face and a pin pattern. Here you guys get to see my pattern. Good luck hacking into my phone. Next, it asks you if you want to install some more apps, and I said no, thank you. And then sign into your Samsung account. So on the home screen for the first time, it feels very fluid. There's not a lot going on right now, but just set up a few more things. Of course, there'll be more items. But before everything, I just went right into the camera. Because that's one of the main reasons for buying this phone too. So I went into the settings for the camera, and you have a lot of options there. Here we can see that we can actually record in up to 8K with this thing, which is ridiculous. I don't think I can even handle editing those videos. And for the 16:9, you have, of course, the full HD and the 4K up to 60 FPS, which is also amazing. So I'm just leaving it as the 4K at 30 FPS for recording. For the front, you can also record in 4K as well. There's more settings for the Pro videos. Again, 8K. I'm probably gonna just stick to the 4Ks. There's auto HDR, tracking autofocus, selfie tones. You can set a warm and cooling tone. Grid lines on and off. So the basic flash, the ratio for the camera, picture, if you're taking a motion shot or not. There's some basic filters option that you could set. There's more pro options there for different type of pictures you would like to take. There we have the different zoom options. Here the 0.5x, 1x, and the 50x. And the 1x is probably the one that I would use most for day-to-day pictures. Like the 50x is just like way too much. And actually the S20 Ultra had the 100x, and they actually dumbed this one down to a 50 because the 100x is probably already too much. Even the 50 to me seems like a too much. It just loses so much definition. I probably wouldn't use it. on regular basis at least. So let's just get to taking a out of the box picture and see how it comes to.
Well, don't take it like I'm not even ready. Holy moly, এত ভালো ছবি আসে?
Just a standard picture. So as you can see, she was quite surprised with the basic picture. It does look pretty amazing in person. So now, of course, she wanted me to take some more, but now she wants to pose for it. So
Hello. Make sure my video comes nice, okay?
and this is the front camera. Front camera is also amazing. So here we're just going through the drop downs, going through the different sound settings. You can actually set a different audio levels right in there. Checking out the Bluetooth and the flashlight and stuff. Now I was ready to start up the S Pen and set it up. Right after I took it out, the options came out to set up the air actions, all the different things I could do with just the air movements. It was asking me to sort of calibrate it and perform different actions with the S Pen while holding the button. It took me a little time to get used to that. So here's the main S Pen menu, where you have different options, like the first one, create a note. So this is my favorite function of this S Pen is, I could just take it out and start taking notes whenever I'm, for work. For those that are students, I bet this is amazing too. I mean, I just can find so many uses, like taking notes, write down a list, shopping list, or even for daily work, something that you need to remember to do. And so these are really great, and they save automatically as soon as you write them. You can go back later into the main menu and delete them if you want to. I know Samsung said that they enhanced the sensitivity of the S Pen by quite a bit from the previous generation, and it does feel like a pen and paper basically to me. There might be a bit of delay, of course, that's expected, but if this is better, I don't know how the previous gen was, but this is supposed to be way better. You do have a couple of more options in the settings for the S Pen itself, like playing different sounds, proximity alert for the pen and the S Pen. Should you lose it, you can find it with it. Here, my wife's bothering me with their Facebook. And yeah, since the phone is so large, of course you can use your hand, but you can also use the S Pen to navigate it around, whichever you feel. The bottom buttons where you have the main menu, the return, and the option to close out all the apps that you have, you can actually get rid of it and use swipe actions instead of having the actual tactile buttons. But I love having the tactile buttons itself. It reminds me of the older Android phones, and it's just a lot easier to have right there. Believe it or not, the thing that I miss most on an iPhone from an Android is that button to close all the background apps all at once. I mean, iPhone, you gotta go through each and every single app to close it out. But in Android, you could just have close all and then close everything that's running. I love that, and I missed that when I was using the iPhone. So let's play YouTube and do a bit of sound test. Why not, eh?
Hi everyone.
So it's actually quite loud at 100%. When you play the video in actually full screen, you can view it as it is, and you can also actually zoom in to fit your screen, and I love that. It just fits nice and big on the screen, and the cutout on the camera actually doesn't bother me too much. I can barely notice that it's there. That sounded really loud and amazing. I mean, YouTube audio isn't really the standard for great audio. I don't have Spotify installed on yet. Otherwise, that's what I would use to actually play a sound and hear how it actually, how good it is. The side button on this camera can actually be used as a shortcut to a different app should you want to, with a double tap action, and you can set that up in settings. Now I'll be pairing the phone with the Galaxy Live Buds. As you can see, right, as soon as I opened it, it popped up on my screen to pair it. The phone found it right away, which is really nice. I didn't have to go into the Bluetooth menu. And it kind of walks you through to how to actually put them on your ears and whatnot, which, again, as I said before, was helpful because I was looking at these little weird shaped things to figure out how to actually put them in. Setting these up was actually really easy. It took a few minutes. There was an actual software upgrade in the background that I had to perform. That took a bit longer than I expected, but it was done, and then it was ready to go for me to use. So as it was walking me through how to put them in my ears, and after you put it in, this is how it kind of looks. Very stealth. So I was testing out the headphone, and they asked me to actually set up Bixby as well, which is Samsung's own Siri, as you can call it. The audio on this thing is actually pretty great. The bass is really deep. The mids are okay, but they feel very comfortable and light. You can actually charge your earphones using the phone as a wireless charger. So that's all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the review and unboxing. I can't wait to just get down to using the actual phone, adding contacts, and start calling some people to show off. Well, I'll see you guys next time.